I've hit the stream button.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to Role Playing,
I've
the
hit
exciting
the stream
show
button.
where you decide who dies next. Except not really.
Vote on your phones now.
Is that what happens here?
Hi.
Oh, geez.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
See, why the reason why Mustang's not here? She got voted off, and by voted off, I mean her power went out at a really inconvenient time. So we're down to 3 people, including one irregular person who is a guest.
It's me. That's
So,
it.
yeah.
That's all I had.
Hi. So,
Again.
as a recap, last time the party proceeded to. Last time, first what happened was, unfortunately, Woe left the party, leaving Cell devastated, which is why when they got to the Dwarven Bazaar, led by Alderson, Cell immediately got wasted. While Cell was getting wasted, Rat decided to do some mischief. And during that mischief, she managed to steal a brooch, and she managed to almost steal a magic short sword. But then she didn't steal the magic short sword. And then it kind of just pans over and zooms in on Rat. And Rat is currently being accosted by dwarves. She was tied up, but I foolishly gave her a tail that could be used to cut ropes. I really shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I acquiesced to it. I think I was just trying to... I was probably occupied by something else, but she did cut her ropes, and she pulled out a crossbow, and that is where we left it. By the way, unrelated, completely unrelated, about 40 feet away from this, maybe a little further, is a half ogre and his friend, the Pegasus, just sort of watching, not really doing anything yet, but ready to leap into action if they need to.
All the guards are dwarves, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we're good to go.
We are good to go. And Skella, why don't you start us off?
All right, Rat's got the hand crossbow out out and at the ready, and Saoirse is in front of her, between her and the dwarf mob. And
The dwarf mob is kind of all around you at this
Whatever.
point. They're kind of closing in.
whatever. I put my hand up on Saoirse's shoulder, and I whisper to her in Infernal, I believe is the language we speak.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. In Infernal, go with me on this. And then in Common, I say, okay, Saoirse, it's all right. We're done. All right. Good work, everybody. You almost did it, but I got out. So, you clearly need my help. And I just, whoever is looking the most important.
That would be Tarbeck.
Okay, I turn to Tarbeck, and I walk up to him, and I, crossbow in hand, and I drop it, and I walk up to Tarbeck, like straight back, shoulders squared, just walk right up to him and
You're
put out my hand to
basically
him.
looking him right in the eyes.
Yep,
You're
and
like,
I put out my
eye level.
hand to him for a handshake.
He kind of cautiously lifts his hand forward and then shakes it
All right,
gently,
I shake his hand,
looking side to side.
and I turn
And-
around, look at everybody.
At this point, the dwarf mob kind of like they're kind of confused. They're still around you, but rather than try and like come at you, there's now just sort of funneling you towards the entrance of the cave.
Is that in
Um,
my direction or away from me?
It's sort of parallel to you, kind of off to
Okay.
your side, but Tarbeck will point to you and say in Dwarven, Nug, could you come over here, please?
Oh, of course. I saw that there was a little bit of trouble happening. Certainly. I'm replying in Dwarvish. And I sort of lumber my way over to him, stomping a little bit, and I sort of, kind of have to pick my way around people like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Oh,
They
there's quite a lot of people
actually
around.
do part for you. Like,
Oh, thank you.
some of them are familiar with you, but the ones who aren't are a little bit afraid of you.
Pardon
Just
me,
a-
sorry. Yes, hello. Oh goodness, there's quite a lot of you, aren't there? And I'm gonna get up to Tarbek and sort of like, how big is this area? Are we like in a wide street?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of like kneel down so I'm like closer to eye level with him as much as I can be.
Tarbek says, make sure that this one doesn't get into any mischief, all right?
Okay, sure. And Nug will look at Rat and go, "You won't get into any mischief, will you?" And he's gonna flash a big smile.
Well, actually, mischief is exactly why I'm here.
Oh,
I
that's not very good.
am a traveling burglar for the security of your goods. Basically, I come into a town, I steal everything that I can from the town, and if anybody catches me, or at the end of, when I think it's acceptable, I turn myself in to the authorities and tell them exactly how they can improve their security.
Rat,
Why?
make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Seriously, you're supposed to back me up.
I can vouch for.
Okay, make a regular persuasion check.
Hey! Yeah! God damn it, that's very low. I didn't want
no.
that. It's a 9.
Oh, hell.
Nug believes you.
The mob, however, does not, and one person comes over to you and basically reties your arms behind your back.
I don't
And-
let him.
Whoa, whoa!
Okay.
What are you doing? This kindly lady here has offered us a service, and you're tying her up again. Clearly, if she's stolen from us, then we need to improve our defenses.
Nug, she's lying.
She's
Oh,
not
that probably should-
lying.
That probably should have been a deception check. Anyways,
It wouldn't have changed.
fair.
Uh,
Anyways, regardless, you do have a bunch of weapons pointed at you now.
I'm not lying. You've all caught me for the battle axe. Do any of you know what else I stole?
Everyone kind of looks at each other and shrugs.
Well, none of you checked me. None of you checked if I was hiding anything. I got my hand crossbow past all of you.
At this point, two dwarves will come up and sort of start frisking you, and eventually one of them will find the brooch.
I don't let them frisk me. I pull out the brooch.
And at a certain point, the sort of dwarven jeweler that you took it from, he comes forward, kind of hanging his head, and holds out his hand,
And I give it to him.
and he puts it back in his pocket. Well,
Really?
and
I
then
thought you were more observant than that.
and then he kind of says, "Well, I believe her." He doesn't. It's easy to tell, but he's kind of vouching for you to save himself from embarrassment, and then he just kind of walks off real quickly. And then Tarbek kind of puts his hands together and is like, "Oh my god, more than Satan. Great, great. You know who could really use the help? He lives right in that cave over there. Come on, we'll take you to him. Come on."
You're gonna ditch the mob.
Most of them. And then he sort of waves his hand, and most of the mob does disperse, but there are still a few guards following you.
Okay.
These guys look better trained and more disciplined, though.
Nug will call over Peggy.
Okay. Peggy will sort of trot over there and bow her head down to Saoirse.
Saoirse will give her a pet on the snoot.
Yeah,
If
Peggy.
you'd like to ride her, you can.
She
It's
kind
fine.
of
Thank you, Jen.
flexes her wings a little bit. And then she's
You're
going to go trot over and stand beside you, Nug, and kind of put her head on your shoulder.
I'll like nuzzle her a little bit, and then I'll, having not been told to do anything else, I'll just sort of follow Torbeck was his name, right?
Tarbek.
Tarbeck, yeah. I'll just sort of follow him, like kind of lagging behind a bit.
All right. So are you guys all acquiescing to go down into the cave?
Yep.
All right. So as you get closer and closer, the two dwarves clad in full plate, they're sort of holding out their axes in front of the door in a crisscross pattern. When Tarbeck and his retainers approach, their axes part and they sort of nod to each other, and you are all taken underneath into what you're all knowledgeable enough about dwarves to know this is basically what looks to be from the outside the standard subterranean layer. However, immediately when you get underneath, you're sort of expecting typical dwarven architecture, very practical, very blocky. What you find, though, is these intricately carved out, encrusted with various precious metals and gems. It is just beautiful down here. It looks as though every single one of these pillars, without magic, probably would have taken months to carve, or at least a few weeks. It's sculptures and just beautiful fountains, and there is a large abundance of guards in this area, and all of them seem to be clad in the same plate mail armor with a brass dragon emblazoned on their breastplate. You know who this is, Nug, but we're going to get to that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere doesn't actually seem quite so dour as you might have expected. There's chattering coming from all different side paths. And this isn't merely an outpost, but it is a sprawling compound, you realize very quickly. And though it is still under construction, you see sort of clerics and stonemasons kind of shaping the stone to suit their whims. It is rather impressive. Probably one of the more accessible areas to outsiders that you've seen for most dwarven settlements. I don't know how many of you have been to them. Saoirse, you've probably been to one or two.
Yeah.
Given your time in the Underdark. Alderson sort of follows closely behind. He's a little shifty-eyed at first, but he relaxes after he sees the presence of all these guards. Now, in addition to many dwarves, there's also a bunch of brass dragonborn discussing various issues, mostly related to commerce and business. And as you're descending further and further into the cave, you realize that the stone below you is sort of turning into more soft earth and sand. And the air is actually getting warmer down here. Even though there's not a whole lot of sun, there's a few, holes that shine light through. This area, as you get further and further, you see actually some flows of lava, and this seems to be some sort of underground volcanic desert. The chattering, though, does not stop. If anything, it gets louder. And about 5 minutes into your walk after you've entered the cave, a little wormling pops his head out of the ground. A little brass wormling. And says, "Hi, what's your name? Are you from Waterdeep? You smell like you're from Waterdeep." And then just pops their head back down. And then another different one pops up next to Saoirse and is like, "You smell like perfume and sulfur, and I like it." And then another one pops down, and before long, you have all these different brass wormlings kind of flying around you, asking you so many questions that you just can't keep up with all of them. And you would say there's probably at least 15, 20 wormlings down here. Some of them are flying around chasing each other. Some of them are sleeping by flows of lava or inflows of lava for warmth, snoozing the day away. Some of them yawn adorably as you pass.
As this is as we're passing by them, and up until this point, Nug has been like saying hello to everybody he recognizes and knows, and like just generally, maintaining a polite, way with people.
And
as
Nug,
all the,
you would probably know most of, not by name, but you would know these wormlings.
And he would go wait for all of them and say, "Oh, these are very important people. They're here to help us make sure that our security is up to snuff. We discovered it was not really, but we're going somewhere else now. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to follow them. And yes, so they're very important."
You do see. I'd like you both. I'd like everyone to make a perception check.
All right.
Let's see, why couldn't I roll that when I was persuading? 27.
10.
3.
Nug and Saoirse, you see one specific wormling with little goggles on. He's got a gold piece in his mouth, the one that you gave him earlier, Saoirse. And you see he kind of goes over to this little pile of gold coins with a little sign near it that says the word Speedy on it, if any of you read Draconic. And he kind of puts it in the pile, and he kind of curls up on the pile and falls asleep.
Baby's first hoard.
Ian, you're
You're-
muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Ian.
Oh, sorry. I rolled a 3. Sorry. So I'm assuming you mean Rat and Saoirse, not.
Yeah, Rad and Saoirse, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't see anything with my 27.
I made a mistake.
Hey guys, it's low numbers that are better now.
Apparently, this is golf.
Mm-hmm.
Golf D&D.
Dungeons
thing.
and Golfers. And as you reach the end of your walk, you come across what looks like an underground desert oasis, illuminated by lava flows sort of in the distance. And right in front of you, sitting on a colossal pile of treasure with a massive safe behind him. Like this safe is actually built into the wall. It's huge, made of intricately carved stone and metal, is this ancient brass dragon worm. WYRM. And he is muttering to himself in Draconic. Do any of you speak Draconic?
I don't believe I do.
Okay.
Nope.
Do any of you speak Dwarven?
I do.
Okay. You hear him muttering a few words here and there about this infernal contraption. He's meddling with some kind of device, and he doesn't notice you come in at first until Tarbeck sort of clears his throat, and he kind of sticks his head up.
Hello.
Oh, hi there, Nug. How you been?
Oh, I've been very good. Yes. Although, it has recently come to my attention that we are not quite as safe down here with all of our belongings as we could be.
He kind of chuckles to himself and he says, "Oh, I think we're plenty safe down here, but I did watch what was happening upstairs on Witch, and I have to say that was." And you can tell Tarbeck is kind of getting visually annoyed as this dragon is just laughing. That was. Oh, you are quite a scoundrel there, you little rat. That was.
At least
made
they got
my
it
day,
right.
Really. Oh, don't worry. I know lots of people. You're not the first people I've been keeping tabs on. He pulls out a crystal ball, and he just then puts it right back, and he kind of sits up on his pile of treasure. And as you can see now, he looks like a standard brass dragon with a couple of exceptions. One, he's wearing a bow tie, like around his neck.
If a dragon wore a
towards the
bow
base.
tie, would they wear it up here or down here?
He wears it down here. He
Like
wears
Okay.
it down
this or like this?
here.
I mean, if he has the next base, he should just wear like a number of them. You know?
You know what? He wears 4 bow ties,
Yeah.
all different colors.
Yes.
He's very extravagantly dressed. He has, you know, all brass dragons have kind of a chin crest. This looks like a couple whiskers, but his is a massive, just beard-like crest. Like it looks as though he has a beard. And in that sort of beard with all the different sort of tendrils, you kind of see it's got gems and rings and beautiful trinkets in it. And he steps forward and rests his front feet in the oasis, the little pond in front of him, and he kind of puts his chin on his hands and says, "You know, I don't like to be bothered about common criminals, Tarbeck." And you can actually notice he's changing his accent up a lot.
That's a good cover for just losing the accent occasionally.
No, well, I would like you to make an Arcana check or a History check. Any of you.
Have I met him before?
Yes, you have.
Okay.
So you know what? You have advantage on this, Nug.
An Arcana or a History check.
Straight
I'm real
got a
good at
19.
those.
straight
Huh?
13.
I got a natural 1, which is a 0 with my
With advantage?
modifier. Oh, with advantage? No, I got a 7.
Okay. Okay. Saoirse, you know that brass dragons know almost every language in existence, even ones like Druidic that they really shouldn't know. A brass dragon is born like knowing 2 or 3 languages and learns probably 3 or 4 more every time they go out into the world. They learn languages like other people learn songs. Or like a bard learns songs. Speaking of which, your bard is collapsed on one of the dwarves that was ushering you in and is just kind of mumbling to himself in a drunken sleep. And then Lodes
Poor
just sort
Sal.
of shakes his head and goes, "Ah, you know, not many outsiders can handle our liquor, so I don't quite blame him. We were, well, normally I wouldn't quite care about petty thief, but we are a little low on adventurers here, and I was hoping to get a favor taken care of, because aside from Tarbeck, the dwarves in this establishment are... He kind of muses for a second. He knows thousands of languages, but can't think of the word to say.
Soft.
A little bit, just a little soft. His little is like the size of your head, by the way,
I
with
was
his
bigger.
massive claws. So I was hoping that we could count on y'all to perhaps venture down below Dragonspear Castle and fish out what was lost all those years ago. I would clear it out myself, but, and he kind of gestures to himself, I don't know if I could, yeah, it's a little small down there for me, a little cramped. And I'm not quite confident that I want to send in my children. Don't feel comfortable doing that either.
That sounds fun.
He kind of taps his fingers. Oh, and by the way, the other option for you, you little purple lass, is you go to prison.
I'm blue.
Oh, so you are.
There's a lot of red light from the lava.
Look, you smell purple to me.
I don't want to know what that means.
And
I don't know
you, he
either.
points at you, Saoirse. Familiar. I can't quite place my finger on it. Kind of strokes his beard with his claw. Anyways, so could you agree to, could I perhaps get you to agree to clear out this dungeon for me?
Well, change the tune of the song and maybe service or, you know, incarceration isn't really a choice and sort of smacks of slavery.
He kind of chuckles. You're right. Slavery's not exactly what and, you know, I suppose nobody was hurt too badly. So you know what? Look, it's a very old dwarven castle swarming with undead. I guarantee you there is some quality loot down there.
Nug kind of
can
goes
keep
to
what
like
we
sort of
find.
pat Saoirse on the back and then like sort of catches himself at the last minute and goes, "It'll be fun. Come on, let's go."
That's the spirit.
All right.
He
And
is not
Alderson
associated with us.
Alderson at this point is kind of like looking at you guys. It's like, you know, we do need to investigate the area regardless to try and figure out where those portals are. And then at this point, the dragon raises his eyebrow, or whatever the dragon equivalent of an eyebrow is, and says, "Oh, so you're here about that, are you? You must be Alderson. I've been told about you." And then he kind of takes something from his treasure hoard and tosses it at the feet of the party, and it appears to be a small book, very newly written, actually. It looks quite new, and it lands basically face in front of you, open to a page, that features what looks like a large swirling circle of terror. You think it might be a planar portal depiction, but it's kind of hard to properly illustrate that with a still image. We think there might be one of these still active underneath the castle. Now, they've been dormant for a very long time, and we suspect that there may be someone trying to reopen them. And you've met Zephyrion, right?
Yes.
And Elenira?
Yes.
We think that... Sorry, what were you going to say?
I said yes.
Okay.
Is my mic too quiet?
No, your mic's fine.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure if you were finished your sentence or not. We think that they might be behind this, that this new demonic devilish activity, I suppose. I get them confused all the time, and I know everything about them. They may be, how you say, working together and trying to open up these portals so they can attack the 9 Elves. Are you familiar with the invasions from the Abyss, or rather the, should I say, the 7 Hells that took place here a couple decades ago? It was not pretty.
Rats,
And
Rats kind of checked out on this conversation once it started getting into like the actual plot stuff and save the world stuff, because she's still not totally sold on that. Unfortunately, though, Skylar's here for every accent.
Skylar's here for what?
Skylar's here for every accent. I'm hearing them all.
So, would Nug have been around at that point, do you think?
Nug, no, probably not. Nug is probably not even old enough to know when this stuff started.
Yeah, that's what I
All this
figured.
building has taken place in the past 10 to 20 years. And Nug, I would imagine, showed up probably a couple years ago at most.
Yeah, at most like 7 or 6.
Yeah, and half ogres don't live nearly as long as humans do. So like 7 or 6 is like half his adult life.
Yep.
Well, not half his adult life, but it's like
This is older than him. This is kind of new to him as well. He hasn't really
Yeah.
been. He hasn't had this explained to him either, so he's kind of listening with rapt attention.
Okay. Now, there will be a reward. I will allow you to keep whatever's on the. He kind of taps his hands. Well, I don't want to promise anything too vital. I'll tell you what. Nug, you go with them, and anything you think is of supreme importance to the dwarven clan or the castle, you bring that back to me. Everything else you can keep.
Okay, I will do that. You hear that? I'm coming with you. It'll be so fun.
Rat's just neutral.
Saoirse?
Well, if Rat's going, I'm going. Shall we?
There is one more thing that I have to do before you leave, unfortunately. And he's going to lean down to Rat and say, it is technically protocol here, but I think I'm going to have to place a geese on you.
Go ahead and try. I'm not accepting it.
All right, he's going to put a hand on your forehead. And I'd like you to make, I believe that's a wisdom save. What'd you roll?
Nat 20.
Fine then, no geese.
23 if you want it.
No, he just goes, he kind of raises his eyebrow. Fine then, no geese. Clearly you're going to work better without one. Brad, make an insight check.
How about this instead? And is he still like down at the ground at me?
Mm-hmm.
I take a single step forward, We go down. We get what you want. We keep everything else. If there's anything that I don't know, we'll bring it all back, and we can inspect it together. And if there's anything that you want, you can buy it from us.
I suppose that's fair.
Handshake instead of a gaze.
He turns in. He basically in front of you turns into a half dragon gentleman about 6 feet tall and shakes your hand.
Right, and yet it's too small for him down there.
Nug is going to lean into Saoirse and say, "Oh, I didn't know he could do that."
And he's going to turn back into his former. He's going to walk over back to his treasure pile and pull out 2 bottles and kind of hand them to you, Saoirse.
Mhm.
Little something if you find yourself in a pickle. And he's going to go walk back to his treasure pile and turn back into a dragon and just keep counting his money.
And
Are
I'm going
those
to examine
pickles?
what these are. Are they pickles?
Okay, make an Arcana
Nug is
check.
asking that. He,
This'll get you out of a
he does
pickle,
very
it's a
loud
pickle.
stage whisper. Are those pickles?
I don't think so.
Make an Arcana check, Saoirse.
Okay.
Oh, they're magic pickles.
No, I have no
Dang.
idea. That's a 4.
Okay, you
I'll do it.
don't. Okay, sure. You can also make an Arcana check.
Yeah. 12.
Okay, you've bought enough healing potions in your day to know that these are not healing potions, nor are they poison. You think there's some kind of offensive magic.
Like offensive to the drinker.
No, offensive to the victim of the drinker.
I uncork one and
Oh.
sniff it. Does it smell offensive?
It smells like fire.
Oh, good.
And
Nug
alcohol.
leans down to Rat and goes, "Are they pickles?"
They're not pickles, sorry.
Oh, I'll have to get some on our way out.
I'm sure that we've probably bought some pickles and they're in the cart. And I was going to say we should go back to the cart and, stock
Stock
up
up
and
on
everything
stuff.
before we go down.
Yeah.
And also check on Cell.
Cella's
Tuck
with
him in.
you. There's like a dwarf propping him up.
Saoirse will go over and kind of put an arm around Cell and kind of hold him up, and we'll walk him back to the cart, tuck him in.
I can
make sure
carry
he's
him
safe.
if you want. I'm not doing anything with my hands right now.
It's
I can
fine,
carry him.
thank you.
Okay.
All right.
We need to
Now,
put him back up in the cart.
As you leave, I'd like you to make an insight check, Rat.
Is it wisdom? Yeah, it's wisdom insight.
Yeah.
11.
Loadsmith really likes you, actually.
Loadsmith the dragon?
Yeah, the dragon.
Okay,
sorry.
cool.
My name is Loadsmith, by the way. Pip pip chitio.
Get stop.
Never. He likes
right.
you.
I should go get something myself. And Nug is gonna go off to wherever he lives and grab his things because he didn't expect to be in combat until now.
Okay.
They come back with that big old door.
Yeah, I don't think I just realized I haven't described myself to you all yet.
Yeah.
I know you know what I look like.
All right. So describe yourself to everyone, Nug. After
Sure.
you've gotten your things.
Sure. So he's a half ogre, so he's this big sort of lumbering figure. He's kind of balding on top. He's pretty much where half ogres are usually mean and ugly looking. He's got smile crinkles at the edge of his eyes, and he generally always has this big stupid grin on his face. He kind of carries himself like he's trying to avoid he always is trying to avoid stepping on people. He's trying to carry himself very carefully. He also has this axe that is sort of covered in runes and sort of glows with a little bit of magic, and this giant door that he has wielded on his right arm. And he just sort of looks big. He's dressed in sort of dwarven garb, but he just looks almost just a massive beardless dwarf with an axe and a door for a shield. And very jolly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you see him coming back towards your cart with just ready, and I sent Peggy off to hang out at home.
All right. Peggy's gonna read her magazine or whatever.
Oh yeah, Pegasi Weekly.
Peg
Vogue Equestrian.
exactly.
No, clearly we missed the best one, which is just Esquire, but it's equine.
I keep trying to think of a cosmopolitan one, and the only one I have is Cosmohorsepolitan, but that doesn't roll off the tongue.
Cosmoponyton.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cosmopegasus.
Pegasus.
Sorry.
All right, I'll write it all out, but just like we get our gear from the cart.
Yeah.
And Rat changes back into her old clothes because she was wearing the
Okay.
assassin's clothes.
Now, these dwarven guards are not taking their eye off you the entire time you're there, Rat.
I give him the finger a couple times.
One of them kind of gives you a thumbs up in response.
Are you changing like out in the open?
No.
No, we're in the cart.
No,
Okay.
they're not going to follow you into the cart.
Okay, that's what
but-
it sounded like.
No, it just goes into the single room in the cart
Yeah.
and changes.
Okay,
By the
good.
way, you actually notice when they're at the cart, there's another woman there who's about 10 feet tall, Nug.
Oh,
Yeah.
so she's taller than me.
Yeah, even taller than you. And she appears to be with her husband, who has 4 arms, but is very jacked.
Hello,
They kind of wave at you, a little confused.
I'm Nug. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Nug.
I'm going down into the caves with people that are currently getting things from that cart.
Great. Good
Mhm.
luck.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Now, before you guys do go down into the caves, Rat, some clerics do come up and heal you, so I'm going to say you're back up to full health now.
Cool.
Sel is still wasted and drunk and unconscious. And Alderson is kind of rubbing his temples. He's very fed up with today as you guys are making your way towards the caves. Is there anything else you want to do?
I want to go stealing. I'm kidding.
You can
No,
try.
Nug would like to learn everybody's names.
Okay. Sel kind of goes from his bed. Sel.
Yeah.
Does he have like his buckler? Like
He does have a little shield that says "ouch" right in front of him.
Nug kind of points and goes, it's a shame this one is passed out. I would have liked to meet them.
Yeah. We leave Cell in the single room as soon as Rat's done changing in there, and
Okay.
Rat will walk up to Claire and just be like, "He's very, very drunk. Please keep an eye on him."
Claire will start brewing a hangover cure.
Aw, yeah.
Okay.
It's like healing potion and a cheeseburger, probably.
I just thought about a blended cheeseburger, and that's really
Ugh.
gross.
Not a blended cheese.
Well, a blended cheeseburger would be like a paste, not a liquid.
I don't like where this conversation is going.
Anyways,
Look,
You-
Epic Mealtime has done it. It's been done.
I believe
it's not
you.
new.
do you guys want to go into the cave?
Give me a sec. I actually would like to sell the 5 great axes and 4 suits of hide armor that we got from the Tanaruk and the orcs.
Okay. Great axe.
I have it valued here at 95 GP altogether.
And that's half the original price?
Yep.
Okay, you get 95 GP.
Nice.
And also some dirty looks.
Fuck them.
So, sorry if I'm railroading you guys this episode, but
Nah,
I've got
it's
a lot to get
fine.
through.
That's okay. While Rad is selling the things, Nuck has sort of like sat down. He's kind of like, he's got like a little whetstone and he's like trying to sharpen his axe a bit. And then eventually once it's done, he takes out like, just like sort of like a, almost what looks like a normal sized dwarven shield. Is just kind of like rubs it, like sort of rubs it for a little bit and just kind of, it's just sort of fiddling with that like one would with a coin.
Saoirse?
Saoirse's gonna wait for Rat to get back, but Nug said he wanted to meet everybody. So she'll extend a claw to him and be like, I'm Saoirse, by the way.
Nug puts out like a finger so that she can shake like his finger with her hand.
His finger is like as thick as someone else's thumb.
So there's 4 of us going down, right?
It is you, Alderson, Saoirse, and Nug. So yes.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm just gonna say 10. Okay.
All right.
So we're good.
Yeah.
Rat just like
I'm
pops out of the cart with all of the shit in like a backpack and's like, we're all right.
Do you want me to hold that, or you could like strap it to my leg or something? It's up to you.
Sure.
Okay.
I was gonna make Alderson do it because it would be funny, but
Why do
Well,
you hate me so much?
That's not very nice. Here, I'll take it. And he sort of, goes out and asks for the bag so he can, hold it.
Rat gives him the bag and it's just like detailing what's in it to him so that she'll know if he takes anything.
Do you do this like slowly, or do you do it like quickly to get it over with?
I mean, there's not a whole lot to get through, so she's just like 50 feet of rope, 2 jars of acid, 2 antitoxins, 5 healing potions, 2 hooded lanterns, 30 arrows, 10 bolts, and 10 rations. And those I'm keeping a special eye on.
I will let you worry about its contents, because I have forgotten already.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But it is your things. I won't touch it.
Alright, Rad's ready to go.
As you guys continue down into this deep, dark, dank place,
Oh shit.
actually,
Dank.
you got this dank place. You guys actually do make it to the ruins of Dragonspear Castle unaccosted. It seems this entire area has been sort of resettled by dwarves. Dwarves having been the original people who built Dragonspear Castle. But the ruins of Dragonspear Castle themselves have been untouched. Though they have been excavated somewhat, it seems as though they're trying to preserve everything there so as not to disturb any of the old tunnels. Unfortunately, there was a collapse of a few tunnels earlier that they're still trying to re-clear. And they've sent a couple scouts down there, but they haven't come back. Quite a few scouts, actually. They've sent entire warring parties down there that have just not returned. So they've stopped sending people. And this is stuff you sort of hear on your way to the cave. Conveniently after you've already agreed to go down there.
Natch.
So is it like we go into the entrance of this thing and then it's just immediately shut off, or are there like increasingly more sparse groups of dwarves living down here?
There's sort of a sparsity as you're walking there, but there's quite a few people actually right around Dragonspear Castle.
Okay.
There's even a couple architects who you actually see they seem to have some plans to rebuild the thing. Once all this fiend business is taken care of.
Are there any checkpoints or anything as you go down, like that are like stationed watch posts or anything?
Oh, there's a couple.
Okay. And we'll be hitting those along the way?
If you want to.
Well, I would hope that they're on the way to where we're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's sort of checkpoints, kind of like a lot of them are just outriders, kind of wandering around the area, making sure nobody's causing trouble.
Yeah, and like all I want to do is check in, like, hey, we're down here,
Yeah, it's not a particularly long walk. It's only like a couple minutes. It's sort of just on the edge of the high moor. So as you walk up to the high moor and you sort of get to the ruins, and you examine the area, there seems to be only really one way down that is not off limits to you or blocked off by cave-ins or whatever. There's a couple of dwarves shoveling rocks here and there, but nothing that you would immediately notice right away.
How involved have I been, Nug, with the the building plans or anything? Have I been kept mostly like away from this?
You've probably helped move some rocks now and then, but you're not really the building type.
No, I just like am big, so they would have occasionally asked for me to
Yes.
Okay.
Lift things.
Yeah, so I'm just going along, trucking. Just, the
So
moment I recognize anybody I know, I say hi.
as soon as it gets too dark to see, Rat pulls out the hooded lanterns, and
I think all of you have dark vision.
but it
Except
doesn't go
for
very
Rat.
far.
That's true.
And Rat will be in front, preferably with Saoirse behind her, like
Yeah,
immediately
Saoirse will
behind
be right
her,
there with her.
and Nug pulling up the rear.
Now, as you enter this area, you see basically a natural, slow curve downwards after you enter through this sort of trapdoor area. And you can tell these tunnels are quite old. They're quite smooth. These were definitely made by dwarves. And after this, it sort of opens up into a almost circular room. There's only one exit to it that appears to have a series of stone steps. Again, very well carved, very practical. There's nothing in here though. And as you do you want to go to the next room, or just go through the stairs?
I mean,
Down the
if
stairs?
there's nothing here, then probably just
Yeah,
move
that's the
on.
only other direction. Although I actually, you know what? Make a perception check.
Everybody?
Put me at a 24.
Nope, that's a nat 1. I don't see shit.
10.
There's nothing else there. I'm just messing with you. You keep going down, and you do walk down the staircase. And Rat, you're the first person to notice this. You notice it almost immediately. You don't even need to make a perception. You just have a sense for it. There are gold coins scattered everywhere.
Picking them all up.
Okay, you sure?
Yep.
All right. So as you're now, this sort of is right in front of a fork in the cave, and there's two possible directions you can go. You can either go right or left.
Okay. Describe the layout of the gold coins, I guess. How close are they to one another?
They look as though someone was dragging something through here, and just a couple were falling out as they were walking.
Okay.
There aren't that many gold coins. There's probably about 20 of them.
I'm not gonna pick it up, but I'm gonna walk over to it and inspect the hell out of it.
They are just normal gold coins.
I
You can make an investigation check if you want.
Oh, okay. 17.
They are normal gold coins.
I kick one.
He sort of flies over the wall and bounces off and hits you in the shin.
All right, I pick them all up.
Okay. Now, are you following the trail of coins anywhere?
I'm not going off on my own. I'm just like, hey guys, there are coins here.
Well, you can't.
And I start picking up the coins.
Because both of these paths kind of branch off and go their different ways. Sort of basically the coin trail runs from one path and sort of loops around and goes into the other.
Okay.
And the coin trail didn't come from where you are. It came from the right path and went to the left path, or vice versa. You're not sure.
With that 17 investigation, or if I have to make another one, did I see any tracks?
No tracks.
No tracks.
It's solid stone. But I will let you make a perception check.
See if she's got a thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, can we hear anything from either of the...
Both of you make a perception. Actually, everyone make a perception check.
17.
I am rolling really bad. 4.
6.
You hear Rat just very lightly in the distance what sounds like metal hitting metal over and over and over, coming from the right path.
Like rapidly or to a rhythm?
Just slowly. And you think it almost sounds like someone's forging something.
Okay. Okay, guys, there's someone hitting metal with more metal. Do we check it out, or do we
A
just
blacksmith. We
pick a...
should say hello.
That's the word, a blacksmith. Should we just go check it out, or...
Yeah, and say hello.
It would be prudent, because if there's someone unfriendly, we don't want them getting the jump on us.
All right.
That's
So are you gonna-
possibly the smartest thing I've heard you say so far.
I do my best.
Are you going to go down the right path then?
The one that has this sound coming from it.
Yeah.
And Rat picks up every gold coin on the way.
So by the time you get to the end, you sort of following this trail, it kind of ends in this room where it smells like death in here. It is disgusting. You can see there's a table that has some blood stains on it.
As soon as
chains on it.
As soon as the smell hits Rat, she's going into hive mode.
Okay.
Nug
Make
kind
a
of
stealth
scrunches
check.
up his Nug kind of scrunches up his features when he hears this. He goes, Oh, I thought I left the smell behind a while ago. Not very good. No.
16. Or sorry, 17.
Okay.
It's a 6 on top.
You are able to sneak into the room undetected because there's no living things in there. It's all corpses, all skeletons lying around. These are old corpses. There's some chained to the wall. They look as though one of their jaws has dropped off onto the floor. However, the leftmost skeleton, the left most set of shackles on the wall, oddly enough, there's no skeleton, but there's just like one hand still held inside the shackle. And you're not really sure what that's about.
Okay.
But as
we
as
have...
you
Go ahead.
as you follow this trail of coins, it kind of leads into a wall that looks like it was at one point a secret hiding place, but was caved in by something. And there's a much larger pile of gold coins in that secret hiding place. It's not that big. It's like 5 or 6 more, but they're all centered around an area, basically.
We haven't discussed this, the party and I, but I look back at Saoirse, and I use thaumaturgy to color one eye red. And then I pull out my hand crossbow and shoot one of the skeletons in the head.
Make an attack roll.
18.
It is a skeleton.
Okay.
What did you
Oh,
think was
shit.
going to happen?
We were warned about undead.
It's just a skeleton.
No, you
Nug
don't
leans
get
over
to pull. You
see
don't get to pull the "you're being irrational" on me.
Yeah. Nug leans over to
No.
Saoirse and goes, I think she killed it.
Yes, you defeated the skeleton.
Yay.
It now is a skeleton with a hole in its head.
Now I'm level 6.
Let's
That's all you needed.
not move so fast.
But
But as you get closer to the southernmost wall, the hammering seems to get louder and louder.
Oh, just after the whole shooting the skeleton and nothing happening, she looks back at Saoirse and colors that same eye green instead of red.
Okay, stop and go.
Okay. Now, this caved-in wall, Rad, I'd like you to make an investigation or perception check.
19.
Rat, you see there's kind of the outline of what looks like to be a chest, maybe at the bottom of the sort of area, the caved-in wall, as though there was something hidden there very long, only recently pilfered.
While that's happening, could Nug go around like are there like bodies piled around, or are they all hanging up by manacles?
Both. There's 3 hanging. Well, there's 2 and a hand hanging on one side and 3 hanging on the other side, and there's kind of just piles and piles of dwarven bodies around. As though some of them look fresher than others. They look to be from all different periods in their decaying. Some of them are just skeletons.
Nug's gonna try and like sort of move things out of like gross piles and sort of lay them out in sort of a nice fashion. Sort of kind of he's not gonna touch the hand, but everything else he's gonna try and like get things off the wall, off the chains, and just sort of lay it out, to make them nice and like less,
Make them pretty.
horrifically- Yeah, like to try and show like a little bit of respect,
Okay. You've rearranged them all nice and pretty.
Okay. He's definitely going to say corpses should not be left like this. This is not very nice at all. He's going to go and do that.
And that seems to be all that's in the room, although you are somewhat concerned that the hammering is getting louder as you approach the southernmost wall. But try as you might, you can't find any secret mechanism or anything to open it up.
But it's like on the other side of the wall, like someone's trying to get in.
No, not someone's trying to get in, but you can hear hammering on the other side of the wall.
Okay.
It's faint, but you can hear it.
Oh shit! I just realized something. We didn't rest at all, so Rat still doesn't have those spells.
She has spells?
Yeah, she's
Tiefling.
got her spell-like abilities and the bow
right.
tie.
Okay.
And I can't find anything in this room that would open up a wall or anything.
No. You can look as much as you want. You're never gonna find it.
But there is something there.
I would have noticed like
You
the
never
hammering
know.
on the other side of the wall as I was like, moving skeletons
Yeah.
around, right?
Yeah.
After I'm done, if that wall is like clear skeletons, I point at and go to them and say, "Do you want me to try and knock it down? I could do that if you want. I mean, I don't think I've ever done that before, but I probably could try.
Is it
Could work."
structural?
Yeah, like is this a load-bearing wall?
I have no idea.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh no!
Oh boy. Oh,
Can
boy.
we all do it?
No, just Nug.
Damn
Just
it!
Nug.
We're gonna die, fam.
We're
I got
gonna
a.
die. Goddamn.
I rolled a 3, so with my -1, I got a total of 2.
It's a big wall.
God damn it.
It'll probably be fine. There's lots of, even if he sort of like sizes himself up against the wall, like even if this bit of wall is gone, which is about a me-sized bit of wall, there's still enough wall on the other side that it would probably be fine.
Rat, you remember that there were some cave-in warnings?
Great.
Like that cave-ins were a problem in this area?
Tell you what, let's not. We'll. If it's there, there's got to be some way to it. So we'll just go back down the other path.
He sort
Okay.
of scratches his
And-
head for a bit and like thinks, but then sort of nods and follows them.
I collect all the gold coins.
All right. And as you're sort of crouching down, collecting this trail of coins, I'd like you to make a perception check.
Oh no. Yeah. It's 15.
Okay. Rat, as you are collecting this trail of coins, and you kind of reach the last one and
Oh, I meant
pick it
like the
up.
coins that were in the wall, like the small
Oh,
pile
in the
of coins.
wall.
And then we
Okay,
were gonna
well,
go down
okay.
the other path.
Well, as you're going down the other path, the floor opens up under you. You're ahead, Rat. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Come on, rogue.
That is a 19.
Rat, you manage to barely grab onto the side of this pit as it opens in front of you. Looking down, you think you found out where the rest of the coins went. There is a dwarf corpse impaled on a bunch of spikes, and he has a treasure chest clutched in his hands.
Okay. Does.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. What was the trigger?
You stepping on it.
Okay. So it's just pressure on the floor makes the trapdoor open?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nug, come here.
Is the floor still open?
Yeah, you guys can see the big hole in the floor.
Do
What
we
I-
see like Rat's fingers like hanging on the edge?
Yes, you do.
I like to imagine that she leapt off of the trapdoor and onto the wall with her slippers.
Oh yeah. Well, if you want, you can do that.
Nug, I need you to keep pressure on the floor so that the door stays open.
Okay. And
The
I'm gonna
door-
walk up like to the edge of the pit, and like look down.
The
Oh,
trap
there is a
door
dead
kind
person
of
down there.
it kind of slowly closes, but like it's at a very slow pace. Like this was clearly not meant to seal up quickly. It's just like
And he takes his axe, and I'd like him to like put his axe in, because his axe is big. I'd like to like put it to sort of prop it open.
it's not that hard to do that, and
cool.
you probably don't even need to use the axe. You can just do it with your hand,
Um,
kind of
okay,
like
I'll
kind of
hold
like
it.
holding a door for
I'll
someone.
hold it with my hand. I've got it.
So,
Oh my goodness, there is a dead person down there. Be careful.
so with my slippers of spider climbing,
Can
I
you walk on walls too?
I walk down into the pit, avoiding all the spikes, and I pull up the treasure chest, hopefully.
It is very heavy. I'd like you to make a strike.
Oh no. Okay, well, we'll try.
Want me to hold
Nope.
the tail?
I can't lift it.
Okay, you can always open it.
I don't know, I'm good. Nug,
Yes.
get Saoirse to take the rope out of the bag that you're holding.
There's rope in the bag apparently.
I'll get
That you
it.
can take.
I'll go ahead and open it up and then throw down a length to Rat.
And I tie it around the
Alright.
chest.
Yeah, it's about 20 feet deep. You can tie it around the chest without difficulty. Saoirse, you make a strength check, but do so with advantage because I'm assuming Rat is like trying to help you.
I don't
also
know
be
if that
helping,
would give
with my other
advantage.
hand, like, I'd be helping like pulling it up with one
Yeah.
hand.
You can make athletics if you want.
I
don't know
can
if
make
that'll
it
a difference.
athletics. 25.
Yeah.
Okay, it comes right up. It kind of the dwarf lifts up a little bit and then lets go.
Was the treasure chest pierced at all, and are there gold coins strewn on the floor?
Yeah, there's a small hole in the treasure chest, and it's just like, broop, broop, broop. A couple more gold coins spill out.
I pick up all the gold coins that were on it, presumably because it was pierced in the hole,
Yeah.
and then walk back up.
There were about 50 gold coins on the ground.
And
there's also,
I was going to ask, how many coins have I collected so far?
in total, you've collected about 70.
Okay.
On the dwarf, there is a. Sorry, do you want to search the dwarf?
Yeah, let's do it.
There is a bag of holding
Hell yeah!
and a war pick. And also a shield, but it is broken beyond repair. As
It's
is
a very
his
cute
armor.
little bag.
Yeah.
I open it. Is there anything in it?
There's nothing in it.
Damn it.
Except more. Actually, the gold that you found was in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Let's say.
All right. I
see-
dump that all out into the backpack, I guess.
Okay. Instead of putting the stuff in the bag of holding.
Well, the bag of holding is like I don't need the bag of holding to hold the money. I can put that somewhere else.
Fair. Anyways, so as you come out with your new fancy bag, and do you want to take the war pick as well?
Why not?
Yeah, your war pick. It actually helps you climb back up a little bit.
I don't need the help though.
I know, but it's funny in my head.
I'm literally Spider-Man.
That's true. That is, you are Spider-Man.
Better at.
Do you want to open up the chest and see what else is in it?
I assumed that was where we're getting the money. Yes, of course I would like to open the chest.
You've found 70 gold pieces so far.
Yep.
You find another 130 gold pieces.
Dang. All right, cool.
That's a lot of shiny.
That's a lot of shinies.
Okay, this doesn't necessarily clear the issue that we can't get past this pit in the floor. I'm assuming it's big.
It's 10 feet across.
Okay.
How big is my door?
You know what? How big is the average door?
I mean,
most
I need
this
to
is a
Google
big
that.
door.
I think most rooms are 7.5 feet tall by standard.
Yeah.
And doors usually have a bit of headway between the ceiling and the door.
So I would say your door is about 7 feet tall. It's kind of like a tower shield.
So I could perhaps lay it across like part of it to make the jump like less treacherous, like at
Yeah.
an angle.
If you want, you could actually stand on the edge, and you're heavy enough that the other people could like walk across and just jump the last 4 feet.
Where like I'll hold the door out like a diving board almost.
I was thinking you were like standing on it, but that also works, I
Oh
guess.
no, I have no plans to stand on the door.
Well, it's like you stand on it on the flat part.
Oh,
and
right,
then
yeah,
it extends
yeah.
out like
I have
about
a
6
question.
foot, I guess.
Yeah.
Are the slippers of spider climbing, do they require attunement?
Yes, they do.
Okay, damn it.
Oh, that would have been great.
I just
Ogre.
throw the slippers across.
I'm
Put
just
'em on!
imagining this ogre, like just with these little slippers walking on the ceiling.
Magic items resize to the wearer.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, so I'm basically gonna take my door, I'm gonna put it on the ground, I'm gonna sort of stand on the edge of it and like say, hopefully this is a smaller jump.
I will be at the wall with my shoes on the wall and just with a hand out to help people across that small little jump.
Okay. You guys, because it's such a short jump now with the door, you guys don't even need to make an athletics check. You get across
Yes.
without a problem.
But the question is, how is Nug getting across?
Exactly.
Can I just? I mean, okay, so I believe there's rules about a long jump distance.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check those rules because I believe I also have those rules. Are those in the player's handbook? I think they might be in the DMG actually. Get to see my plethora of things that I have access to. That's how I play most D&Ds. I think it's I've had to calculate this before, but I forget every time.
How much
You cover
approximately does
speed
Nug
up
weigh?
to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before.
Oh yeah, my strength score is 18.
Yes, you can just jump across.
Yep, with a hop, skip, and a jump. Do I hit my head on the ceiling?
Make a dexterity save.
It was a fair question.
Why did you
I
ask?
hope I dome myself. I hope that's what happens right here. What is my dexterity modifier? +0. Okay, I got a 9.
You hit your head on the ceiling.
So it's
And,
very much like the vine of that kid hitting the door.
This kid trying to knock himself out.
Now make another dexterity. Actually, for you, make a strength saving throw to try and like push against the walls and like prevent yourself from falling down.
Yeah, I was worried about this.
Yeah.
Okay, a strength saving throw. I got 13.
You kind of slide down and
Oh,
stop
goodness.
just before the spikes.
Oh goodness.
Oh
Can I
no!
like reach a
Down
hand
and
up
try to help him.
onto the edge now?
If you do that, you might fall.
But like if I succeed, I could get my hand up onto the edge.
Okay, yes. Make an athletics check.
Yep. That is a 15.
You successfully get your hand up onto the ledge and manage to pull yourself up to the other side.
Oh, hello. Oh goodness. And like I'm sort of like kind of getting my elbows up and feet are kind of like scrabbling a little bit against the wall.
Yeah.
Saoirse
You
helps
almost-
him up a little bit.
You do not drop your door in the process, but it's sort of like dangling off the side, and you kind of can.
Had to
Pick
like
it up.
reach back and like
Yeah. Got your door.
Oh, well, that went well.
Shit,
It could
do
have gone worse. We'll put it that way.
I do. Okay. Rat takes out a piece of chalk and writes on the wall just like a circle with a cross through it.
Alderson kind of nods. He knows what that means. I'm not sure if anyone else does.
I can infer out of character, but
I mean, I just picked a random symbol.
How
Fair
let me ask this: how like big or like heavy are like is the trapdoor mechanism? Is
It's
it like
not-
flimsy?
It was triggered by Rat's weight, so it probably doesn't take that much to trigger
That is
it.
a hair trigger, man.
Yeah.
It is a.
Yeah.
This is a dwarven trap. They make good shit.
So here's my question: is knowing that, would it be easy to just basically just like to just not even have to worry about it, to like basically break the door and like snap it?
You know what? You can try. I don't know if that
Yeah.
would work because
Well,
you'd have
'cause,
to
I mean-
you'd have to break the mechanism.
Yeah. Well, my thought
it's
is
a
Well,
mechanism-
okay. Here's something else. When this all went on, did I hear where the mechanism was coming from?
The mechanism is in the hinges of the door,
Okay.
and it kind of is. It's under the door.
Okay.
There's like a little bit of a hydraulic thing. When you were down there, you were probably able to see from the door that Nug wasn't holding that it's kind of like this semicircular thing. It goes into the wall when someone steps on it.
And is this like the floor splits open?
Yeah.
Okay. What I would like to do is to disarm one side of it.
Okay. Make a thieves' tools check. This is going to be a hard one, though. I'm not going to give you disadvantage, though.
Can I assist Rat in some way by like maybe pushing it or like trying to?
I think you
snap it?
actually need proficiency in the tools to give assistance with it.
In this situation, I will say if you want to, because you're just trying to sabotage it / break it, you can assist by just pulling really friggin' hard on
Yeah,
it.
that was what I was hoping I could do. Is just like try and just use my brute force to just break it.
So, what do I add? Is it my
You just get
dexterity plus
advantage 'cause I'm
my
assisting.
proficiency?
I think it's I would say Dex plus proficiency,
Okay.
and you get advantage because you are being assisted.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again, just in case. What do you know? It's a nat 20.
The door, after you sabotage like a few pieces, the door comes off in Nug's hands. One of the doors.
I mean, that
Like-
wasn't. I wanted the door to stay where it was, but
Yeah.
no longer be activated by the trap.
No, it comes off in
God
Nug's
damn it.
hand. So Nug, you now have this massive metal trap door.
Is it bigger than my existing door, and could I wield it?
Yes. Make a strength check.
I just strength
Yeah.
11.
No, it's a little too heavy for that.
Oh. And he just sort of like, can I now use this door to lay this door, which presumably is also 10 feet across the pit?
Okay,
Yes.
I have an idea. So it like the door would swing open, right? Okay, I take four iron spikes, and I drive them into either side where the door was, and I lay it on top of it. Or I get Nug to lay the door on top of
Oh
it.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
you have a reliable bridge now.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
This was worth it.
I just like my intent. This is out of character. My intent out of character was that we could use this as a trap if we were being pursued, but we would know stick to this side, and it's just a bridge.
Oh,
Very
that's
clever.
clever.
Very clever.
So you
Oh, I
know
see
what?
you now.
Yeah, you are able to do that.
Cool.
Very nice. I think this actually was indeed worth it.
That's-
All right. With that out of the way, I proceed. Let's go.
And now other people can get down here and venture further into the castle without having to worry about this.
Actually, yeah. On the other side, the side where we come from, I write like in common, like stay on this side. There's no trap here.
That's
'Cause
the
it-
darkest thing to just happen across in a hallway. Yeah,
Wait, do you
no,
write that on the
trap
side
here.
with the trap or without the trap?
Without the trap.
Okay, so you're not lying.
No, I'm not lying.
Okay, good.
The idea is like if people come down here, then they're either helping us or they're more adventurers.
Fair.
So don't hurt them. But if we're coming back this way, then we're probably being chased.
Now, there is an iron door in front of you after you get after you get past this trap.
Okay.
More doors.
Is it
open?
locked?
You could try and open it.
Let's not do that. I inspect it. Like
Roll
everywhere
an
around it.
investigation check.
16.
Hit a door.
Okay. I try to open it.
You open it. And you open into this surprisingly empty room. except for this one skeleton standing in the middle of the room holding a bone in one hand, and in lieu of the other hand, it just has a hook. And as you're looking at the skeleton, you realize parts of him are plated with metal, and it's kind of hard to tell where bone ends and where metal begins. And his lower jaw is entirely made of metal. It's got like spikes in it. He's got a couple metal spikes coming out of his skull. And as he looks at you, he points his bone at you.
As soon as he makes a move, I just close the door back over very slowly.
And you hear from the other side of the. I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Hand me the war pick. I open the door and I throw the pick at him.
Do you actually do that?
Yes.
Okay, make a. I'm gonna say he's close enough for that because it's fucking hilarious. And then make an attack roll.
Okay, so
with no proficiency bonus because this is not normally.
I'm not proficient with it, and it's thrown, so it's a strength bonus.
Yeah, strength. Yes.
So just a 7.
It does hit him and kind of stick out of his armor, and then.
But it misses the ribs and just doesn't. It goes in between the ribs. It just doesn't do any damage.
And he kind of looks down at it and he goes.
I've got a pick to bone with you.
Doug, by the way, is rolling. He's reeling with laughter at this point. He's like just doubled over.
And I close the door.
That is very, very funny.
I close the door.
Kill them.
Guys.
Come on then, you ninnies! Come fight me!
I'm sure you can hear it, but there's a skeleton on the other side of this door, and he's mad.
Oh. Well, allow me to. And Nug taps his door, show him the door. And he goes to the door and goes to shield bash the guy.
Alright,
that was all so funny!
Rat just steps aside and, gestures for Nug to go in.
Alright, I'd like you all to roll for initiative, please.
Woo!
Why do I always roll so poorly on initiative rolls?
I always do. I prefer to. I hate going first in battle. I got a 7.
I got an 8.
I got a 9.
Wow.
Wow.
It's just that I add my dex.
Got a 9. Wait,
I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay. Rat got a 9. Nug got an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Saoirse got a 7.
If Alderson gets either a 6 or a 10,
We have Rummy.
Yeah, we're run. We almost have a run. We just need a 5th person. The skeleton, what did he roll?
Okay, so Alderson rolls a 15.
God damn it.
Ah.
Alderson, you fucked it up again.
And the skeleton rolled a 10.
Yes! See, it was just Alderson. Alderson, you're a cock.
There's always one.
Fucking Alderson.
Alderson, play with us in this space.
Play with us in the space that we made.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do you want to go about doing this? I'll give you a surprise round, but that surprise round has to include opening the door. Actually, it's not really a surprise round. It's just you can open the door before combat starts, basically.
I mean,
I
go before Nug, so I'll open the door, and then Nug runs in with the shield.
Okay. Alderson is basically holding his action for the door to open. Skeleton is also holding his action for the door to open. By the way, Skeleton at some point screams, "I am Skeleton, Skeletonant of the Skell Army!"
I hate this.
I kind of love it.
He dies just on principle.
So, as you open the door, Alderson is going to cast. I guess he's not going to cast. He's just going to snap his fingers, and one of his scimitar is going to fly out of his hand and fly towards this skeleton and hit him. And he needs to roll an attack. That's not gonna hit. That's not gonna hit. It bounces off his armor.
Thanks for coming out, Alderson.
You shut up! And then he's going to run forward and try and attack the skeleton with his scimitar, because he's got two of them. One is a dancing scimitar, one is a normal scimitar. This one does not hit either. It bounces off his armor. It actually bounces off the war pick that Rat put in there. And Skeleton goes,
How was I introduced to Alderson of curiosity? Was I introduced to him as like just Alderson, or was he how was I told how he relates to the rest of the party, or is he just this is Alderson?
You don't know how he relates to the rest of the party, but you do know he's been researching the fiends that have been in this area.
Okay.
You're not really sure you understand this whole blood war nonsense, but you kind of get the gist.
Oh yeah. It's just bad. Not just
bad juju.
Yep.
All right. So now it is Skeleton's turn. And then he screams before he attacks. Are you ready to get calcified? And then is going to whack Alderson on the face with his club, which is just another bone.
I thought as much. Is there like a wobbly foot attached to the end of it, or is it just a bone?
It's just it's like a femur.
Right.
It's like a cartoon bone.
Right. Okay.
Unbelievable.
And oh my god, he rolls he rolled a dirty 20. Or no, wait, a dirty 21. So he whomps Alderson on the head with this bone once. And how much AC does Alderson have?
Who could know?
It's probably not 21.
No, but the second one, his second attack does not hit. It's got a +6 to hit. And for his third attack, he appears to make the motion of attacking, but rather than just attack Alderson, the sickle that has replaced his hand flies across the room at you, Nug, and basically he tries to hurl it at you. And okay, he rolled a natural 1. So it whizzes around your head and comes back, and he holds up his arm, and it just right back into place.
That Roadhog whiffed his hook.
And now it is Rat's turn.
Rat would have pulled the door open.
Oh.
Are you saying that I get to go again?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, cool. Alderson is in front of this guy, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Reload the hand crossbow from when I shot the skeleton earlier, and I fire at him.
Okay, and you will have sneak attack on this if you hit.
That's why I asked.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna hit. It's a 24.
You do hit.
Is that right?
Joke's on you, mortal. My AC is 25.
3d6. Let's hear it for 20. 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage?
Yep.
Wow. That wasn't a crit, was it?
Nope.
Wow. He goes, "Oh, my clavicle!"
Hand crossbow and 3d6 sneak attack damage.
As you deal 20 points of damage to him. Right, I forgot to roll damage on Alderson, I'm realizing.
Dan has open on his other monitor a list of bones and bone puns.
See, I was going to write one out before the episode, but I ran out of time. Okay, so he deals 6 points of damage to Alderson.
Who is unconscious
you
now.
deal 20. He's not unconscious. Don't be silly. Deals 6 points of damage to Alderson. And you deal 20 points of damage to him. He is not pleased about that. Well, you can't really tell. He's still smiling.
It doesn't
seem,
so
like
what you're
he's
saying
enjoying
is
this.
what you're saying is I hit his funny bone.
You do hit his funny bone. And then he starts laughing.
Cool.
And
You took
now
my
it
pun.
is Nuck's turn.
All right, I'm gonna run up, also smiling, and like, that was very funny. That was also very funny. I'm going to hit you with my axe now, and I'm going to come up and attempt to smack him with my magical battle axe.
But before you do that, can I axe you up? And then you just hit him.
That's
Make
an
an
old
attack
joke.
roll.
I've used that before.
Make an attack roll.
17 to hit.
Guys, it's fine. I'm sure you'll get over it and bury the hatchet.
17?
Yes.
That does not hit. It bounces off his armor.
Okay, I'd like to use my bonus action to try and shove him with my shield.
Okay. Make an
I believe that's
athletics
just
check.
Is that just an attack or is it?
It's athletics.
Okay. That was cocked. Oh, total of 23.
Do you want to knock him over or do you want to push
I
him
want
back?
to knock him prone. I want to swing at him with my axe. He dodges, and I go knock knock and punch him in the face with the shield, knocking him prone.
Knocking him prone. And he
Mhm.
goes, looks like I took a cadaver, and then kind of he rattles on the ground a little.
I use my free action to laugh and point.
That was adorable.
He laughs again.
This is the funniest combat I've been part of.
Usually there's not this much joking.
And that's the end of my
Okay.
turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
Oh, am I on mute?
It is your turn, yes.
All right. Saoirse's gonna run in, and he's prone, right?
Yes, he is prone.
Cool. So she is going to take her longsword and try and get him in the sternum or like around like the neck area, just to try and sever something.
Okay, you do have advantage.
Sweet. And she's gonna say, I'm sorry I don't have any good puns. I've never been one for ribbing. And
he likes
I did a 19 on the first hit.
That hits.
So that's 1d10 plus 4. So 7 on the first hit.
Ian
And
is
she'll
frozen.
come back to try and do it again. And that is a 23 to hit. And 10 damage on the second hit.
Okay, so that is how much damage in total?
17, I
Okay,
think.
he rattles a bunch. And his head comes off and rolls away.
Is he dead? Like, is he dead again?
His body's still moving.
Okay. So we've got
But
a
at this
Majora's
point-
Mask
at
situation.
this
Oh god,
point-
did I make 2 enemies?
At this point, a fire starts up in the head and it floats up off the ground. And it is hovering now about 10 feet off the ground.
So it's Majora's
Yikes.
Mask situation.
And then he says, "That's no way to get ahead!"
And I will use my free action to say, don't be so hot-headed. And then that's the end of my turn.
He laughs at that as well.
Can
This
we
is
have more
amazing.
pun battles, please?
All right, and now it is back to Alderson's turn. He is not pleased at all, so he's just gonna whack this this thing on the ground in front of him. Okay, that hits. That's an 18. That does not hit, and his dancing blade does not hit either. So he deals
So I kind of just imagine that instead of the hammer hitting now, we're hearing like laugh tracks from beyond the walls,
Just canned laughter.
yeah, basically. This is turned
Or-
into Seinfeld.
or
Um,
the hammer raps turned into the snare and hi hats, or hi hat snare.
Excellent.
So he deals I can't believe we're killing Sans Undertale. God damn it, Sarah.
Snaz, snaz Undertale.
I couldn't resist, I'm sorry.
It's cool.
So Alderson deals 7 points of damage to the body. getting a little bit mixed up here. So, and okay, now it is Skelejon's turn again. Now, the Skelejon's head is going to fly towards you and spit out a fire ray at you,
You who?
Nug.
Okay.
Okay.
And he rolls a 11 to hit, so it misses entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, all he can do in one round. That's his attack. No, wait, he can attack twice. He fires another fire ray at you, and he misses again, because he's laughing so much, I guess. But he's kind of flying around this head.
Is he within melee of me at this point? Just
He is
so I
not
know.
within melee of you.
Gotcha.
But the body is on the ground, and it can't make attacks of opportunity because it's prone. And until now, because the body stands up and is going to try and attack you, Nug. It rolls a natural 1 on its first attack with the club, a 19 on its second attack with the club.
Which hits.
Okay, that will hit. I need to take down Alderson because his HP went down. Sorry about this. I'm getting a little frazzled.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay. He's fine. He's fine. So that does hit, and it is going to deal... Okay, it's a D8. It's going to deal 9 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Oh.
Okay.
And he's going to throw his sickle again. This time it's at Rat again. And it is going to miss. It goes around your head. I mean, how high is your AC actually? This
Mine is
might
18.
actually- Okay, yeah, it should miss. This is a plus. I think it's a plus +6 to hit or +7 to hit. Yeah, it's not going to hit either way. So it whizzes around and misses. And now it is Rat's turn. You got the body and you got the head.
I'm shooting another crossbow bolt at the head.
Okay.
I don't think this one has sneak attack because no one is in melee with it.
No, no one's in melee of it.
Okay.
It's sort of rolled away and is flying around now.
Does
Make an attack
a
roll.
25 hit?
25 definitely hits.
Cool.
Roll your damage.
11.
11 points of damage on a crossbow bolt?
Rolled a 6.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Math. Ah! Looks like I just got brained by that crossbow bolt.
It was a headshot.
That's not a pun.
It is. You're just a head. And I shot it.
This is so much fun, guys. And now it is Nug's turn.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the head, it's still around, right?
Yeah.
Does it look bloodied at all?
It's not bloodied.
Doesn't have blood.
Right,
Yeah,
but
I was like-
it doesn't look too badly beat
It's
up.
not cracked. It does have a crossbow bolt sticking out of it,
Could I
which then incinerates.
get close enough that I could grab the head in its entirety?
Yes, but it is on fire.
Right. But I could do that.
Yes, you could.
I'm going to roll an intelligence check.
To see if you realize that fire hurts.
I got a total of 4.
I am immune to fire.
You know, last time you saw a fire, it was being used to cook something, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah. So Nug is going to you are very funny, hen, and he's going to attempt to, I'm assuming this can be a grapple check,
Make an athletics check.
to grab the head in its entirety. And if I
Okay.
can, in that movement, crush it with my fist.
Also, I was wrong about that earlier. It apparently has resistance to piercing damage, so it only took 5 of that damage.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
skeleton.
Well, the
Do I have
body
to move-
doesn't, but the head does.
So an important question for this, do I have to move it all to do this?
You do.
Okay. Would I have to move so much that I couldn't get back to the body?
I'm gonna say no. You can because you have a very long arms.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to grab the head with my hand as a grapple check. I
Make an
got
athletics
with
check.
my athletics of +6 a 25.
Okay, well, why am I even bothering to roll? Yes, you grab it.
So I have the head fully in my hand.
Okay, now I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fair enough. I got a 7.
You take. How would I measure that? Oh my god.
I mean, it's just on fire, so like, it's not like a fire effect.
It's not like a fire effect.
Just roll a
so you
d6.
yeah.
I was gonna say
it's probably
D4,
just like a
D6,
D6.
something like that.
Sure, I guess you take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay. Yep. So Nug grabs the head fully in his hand. He goes, "You are very funny, head," and grabs it and holds it and looks at it and goes, "This hurts." And he runs back to the body, and I'm going to shield bash the body to try and get it to fall down again.
You want to shield bash the body
Yes.
with the head.
I guess I can do it with the head, but I thought I had to do it with my shield.
But like I don't know what you're trying to do here. Just to
I'm
shield
gonna
bash it.
use my shield master to use my bonus action to try and knock the body prone.
Technically, because grabbing something counts as an attack. So make another athletics check.
Woo! Oh well, I got a 8.
And he got more than an 8, so he is not shoved down.
Yeah, it's okay. I have the head in my hand now, and I'm holding it out and like showing it to my companions, like kind of pointing like,
All right. So, it is now Saoirse's.
Okay. Saoirse is still near the body, I believe. So she's going to turn around to it as it gets up and bring her longsword around and try and cleave it up under the arm. And say, "Let me give you a hand." And that's going to be a 16 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay.
The skeleton is well armored. It
Well,
bounces right off.
Luckily, I get 2 attacks.
Okay.
so
Yeah, it
as
must be
it-
nice.
Yeah. As it grazes off, she's going to bring it back down and use that momentum. And an 18 to hit.
An 18 does hit.
Cool. So that is 9 damage. No, wait. 10 damage. I keep forgetting to add my +1.
Okay. And keep in mind, the body doesn't have resistance.
Okay.
Okay, so you deal 10 damage to the body, and it is looking somewhat bad. It's not looking great. It's looking pretty beaten up. But it's not bloodied, because it doesn't have blood. And now it is Alderson's turn, if he so desires to move, and he does.
He does.
I keep forgetting I control Alderson.
Yep.
He is going to hit with his first attack, miss with his second, and miss with his third. So he is going to deal. Oh my god. He's going to deal. I think that's 7 points of slashing damage to the body. And he is going to say, "These puns are really starting to grate on my nerves." No, wait. I can think of something. Give me a second.
Thanks for coming out, Alderson.
And then as he's doing that, the Skeleton's body is going to swipe at you, Nug.
Okay, cool.
A lot of hatred for our boy Nug here.
I'm big and I'm holding its
I
head.
know.
Justice for Nug.
Justice for Nug.
Justice for Nug. Now, oh, I actually okay. You see,
My shield is still on my arm, so like I still have like I imagine it's like sort of attached to my arm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about how this is going. So the first thing actually does. Wait, what's your AC again, Nug?
18.
It hits you.
Okay.
So it smacks you right in the gut, and you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage from that
Okay.
first attack. The second one also hits you. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And once again, he's going to hurl his sickle at you, Rat. And that misses entirely. Once again, it goes around your
He's
head.
short. He keeps misjudging the height.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I mean, he can't see because I'm holding his head and I'm pointing it where I feel like he needs to see.
At one point, Rat, it actually like redone kind of side haircut. And it actually looks really nice. You don't have to go to the barber now.
Rat wouldn't even notice.
And the head is going to cast Fireball.
Can I try and like
No,
direct
here's
it
the
away
thing.
from
Here's the
people?
thing. You are covering its mouth right now.
Mm-hmm.
As you feel the spell coming, you have 2 options. Either you can keep holding on to the fireball and keep holding on to the skeleton. This will give all of your party members a success on the save. However, you will take full damage from the fireball automatically. You will not get a save, and you will take an extra 2d6 damage.
My other option is,
You let it go and let the spell progress normally.
I have a
can
question.
I point it away from people?
I have a question.
That's not really how fireball works, unfortunately.
What are the components of Fireball? And are one of
It's
them
a
vocal?
spell. It's a spell-like ability.
Oh, okay.
It even says it has no somatic or material components
Okay.
required to cast its spells.
Just making sure.
Nice try.
Okay, so
Could he throw the skull against a wall?
It's not his turn, unfortunately.
it's not my
Okay.
turn. This is my reaction to it. I think Nug would not be smart enough to realize what it's doing, so I think he would just keep a hold of the thing's mouth.
All right. So, actually, I don't know if this would. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it is going to cast Fireball.
But
Just-
it'll hit itself if it does this, right?
Oh yeah, it will.
Because like it hits my hand. So
It
it's
does not care. Skeleton is fucking suicidal. He just wants. He just
must have
wants to
done
die
15
laughing. Okay, so
he's
that's
already
8.
dead, so-
Mhm, yeah, that's true. That's 8d6 fire damage. Everyone else succeeds on their save because Nug is holding on to it, but Nug is consumed by the blast entirely.
I would also like to point out that we are taking quarter damage from this.
Oh yes, you are. Alderson is not though, and his body is not.
Let's go. Give it to me.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I love how even in this game you're just doing so much reckless stuff.
No,
But here I get to have fun
Nug-
with it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is Nug doesn't understand. He's never seen a spell be cast like.
Make
in
an
his-
Arcana check, Nug.
Okay, let's do it. -1. 16.
Nug, you know exactly what's happening.
So he just goes, "Oh,
Oh no!
Oh
Yeah.
no.
oh no."
Oh no!
That is. Oh my God! You gotta be kidding! You need to roll better, boy. Okay, that is. That's 8 plus 8. That's 16. Okay, 19 points of damage. So everyone else takes 9 points of damage.
We take not less than that.
You take what's a quarter of 19? Oh boy.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, 4 points of damage. You guys are fine.
I'm still alive.
Yeah, but you do take 19 and an additional 2d6 points of damage. Oh dear, I rolled 2 6s. So you take another 12 points of damage on top of
I'm
that.
still fine. I mean, I'm bloodied, but whatever hair Nug had is now gone.
No!
Your beautiful Armstrong hair curl is now
No!
gone.
Not the Armstrong
Yeah.
girl! I fought so hard
okay,
for
here's my
that!
question: is my door is technically an object? Is my door now also destroyed?
It is not destroyed, but it is highly singed.
It's attended. It's not an unattended
Oh,
object. Fire
Nug
damage
like
doesn't
takes his
apply.
hand and like pats out the fire on the door, and like he looks to the rest of them with like his eyebrows missing and like his fire on him. He goes, "Oh, well that wasn't that bad."
Okay, and the skull is going to take, I think, full damage from that because it couldn't fire the fireball. It had to just blow it up in your hand.
Yeah, Nug is rather nonplussed by this.
Oh, well, it has advantage on saving throws, but it doesn't get to make a saving throw because it just takes full damage. But it is resistant to. Oh no, it's immune to fire, so it takes no damage.
Oh, good.
The body, however, does take 9 points of damage. And now it is Rat's turn. The body is looking just completely. You could fart on it and it would fall over.
And Nug is holding like the skeleton, like the head out now with like this look of like almost like, this was not as bad a decision as I thought it would be.
He says as some dead skin falls off.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
This is going to be a battle for the ages.
Well, actually, you hear.
I'm just thinking of like, fuck. It could be very funny, but I don't know if it would work how I want it to. No, fuck it, we're gonna do it. I pull out the bag of holding, and I yell to Nug, "Heads up!" And I run towards him and try to pull the bag of holding over the skeleton head.
You want to keep the skeleton head?
In the bag of holding.
Okay. I'd like you to make an athletics check.
Can I assist?
Oh, wait.
considering
Because you're holding it, you would get advantage on that.
I'm sure that doesn't matter, but I'll roll again. Yeah, it saved me from a 1, I guess. I got an 18 on the first roll, though.
Okay.
And I don't add anything to athletics.
Okay. And this skull. You gotta be kidding me. No, you now have this flame skull flying around your bag.
Well, it's a bag of holding. It's an extra dimensional space.
Yep. And because it's a magic item, it can't actually burn through it. But the body is still like.
They're on different planes. If the head controls the body, I call BS.
No, the body is completely autonomous.
Okay, cool. That's fine then.
But you can't hear any more puns. It's just this body making weird motions.
Okay, so from this point, if you open up the bag like a little bit, can you like hear puns occasionally?
Yes.
It's now
like
a bag of
seashell
puns.
to your ear.
No, if you open up the bag, the flame skull will try and bite your ear. But
No, it's fine,
But
guys.
then
I
you
have
hear
an,
a good
I have an
pun.
idea. No, I have an idea. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
okay.
So just that's it. That's my turn. Unless I can do an attack. But I doubt it because I had to pull out the bag of holding and get over.
No,
to
I
Nug.
think that's your action.
Yeah,
but
okay.
you have taken care of the head.
Yep.
And the body looks very weak.
That's what I call using your head.
And you hear some laughter from the bag.
Alright, so it's
Is it,
Nug's
Nug
turn.
now?
Yeah, now it's Nug.
All right, Nug like sort of looks at the bag, or Rat like puts the thumbs up and like shakes out his hand like ow, ow, and then he goes to the body and he'd like to just doink the body with his hand with his axe.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Total of 14.
You don't hit it.
Bounces
off his armor.
Can I punch it again with my shield?
Yes, you can.
All right. Total of, if it's athletics, a 20.
Wow, it actually beats you.
Hmm.
It's got a 21.
I'm not really looking straight at this point.
That's
My
fair.
ears are probably ringing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good job, Rat. Okay.
And now it's Saoirse's turn.
Okay, Saoirse's just gonna she's just tired. She's gonna take her sword and just kind of try and cut through it just to scatter the bones. So
Okay.
first attack is a dirty 20.
That is going to hit.
14.
14 points of damage.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
She's just gonna like hit it like right in the rib cage, just like not completely on the flat of the blade, but where it's like a little bit turned, and just hit it just that way. All the bones just go.
As you do that, it kind of plays like a xylophone sound effect on the ribs. And then the body it just scatters the bones everywhere. And metal is as well.
Any
I wasn't
nice?
aware combat could be this funny. Normally it's this is not usually my experience that I've had with combat in the past. Usually it's been a lot less pleasant. But this was fun.
I'm just sorting through all the bits of metal to see if there's anything nice, and I call back. One time I told a succubus she was ugly.
Nug kind of like
There's-
laughs, and then he sort of falls backwards and just sort of falls onto his back, kind of like a little bit dazed.
Saoirse's gonna go over and do some lay on hands.
Yeah, I was gonna
for
say.
10 points.
You want to know how many hit points I have?
How many?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should do that, honestly,
It's
Saoirse.
funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do we have
I
a
just
healing potion or something?
We have
I
a
just-
lot of healing potions.
I need to say
Yeah.
something. When I was discussing his the character with Ian, I told him that he was gonna get 60 hit points, and he said, "Nah, can I have a couple more than that?" So I was like, "Okay, fine, 62 hit points."
Nice.
Lo and behold, he now has 2 hit points left.
He would just have been dying. He would have been fine. So yeah, just give him. I give him let's say 3 healing potions.
Okay.
3
do you
healing
wanna,
potions.
Do you want to drink all of them?
I mean, I'll have one of them.
Okay. I believe that's 2d4 plus 1, or how
2.
much?
2d4 plus 2, I think.
Okay.
Shall I roll them or do you want to roll them, Skella?
You go ahead. You're
Okay.
drinking it.
5 plus 2, so it's a total of 7.
Okay, so you gain 7 hit points back.
Yep. I'm on 9.
Good job.
What does the room look like? Is there
Honestly,
anything?
aside from that, there is a collapsed tunnel in the corner, but aside from that, it's empty.
So it is collapsed though. We can't go in.
Although, yeah, and there's 2 exits. One of them appears to be blocked off by a door with 2 seals on it, although the seals match what was basically looks like 2 gems on Skelejon's breastplate, or
Okay.
former Skelejon's the skeletons formerly known as Skelejon.
I did want to check the bones and scattered bits of metal to see if there's anything nice.
There is the Bone Club, which it's got like a couple bits of metal sticking out of it. You think it would work as a weapon, sort of mechanics-wise. It's a warhammer that doesn't have the versatile property and has a little spikes on it, so it deals piercing damage as well as bludgeoning damage.
Okay, but also no one would buy it. So
Yeah, it's just a weird bone thing.
any like precious metal bits?
There is the sickle, which looks to be made of some kind of magical conductor material, but for some reason it doesn't appear to have any magic coursing through it at the moment. You think the magic might have actually come from Skelejon himself, and now that he's in another plane, the magic's kind of gone.
Don't
Okay.
forget to pick the pick back up.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's also the war pick. Yeah,
So I take the war pick back and I separate the hook any way that I can.
it's not that hard to separate.
Okay. So the reason that I put him in the bag and the plan that I had from here, I need Nug's help.
Nug's actually at this point, he's like looking at the bag. He's like, "Is that all right? Is the bag just fireproof?"
Some fire spurts out of the nozzle of the bag, and you hear, "Let me out of here so I can destroy all of you!"
That doesn't sound very nice at all.
Well, no, don't worry. We're gonna let him out. Nug, I need your
Okay.
help.
Okay.
We go back to the trap door, and I
Okay.
just want Nug to open it up a little bit, and I'm
like,
going to
push-
I'm gonna unlash the bag, put it down into the hole, and have Nug close it a little bit, just so like there's no way that an entire head is gonna get through the crack. And then I pull the bag back so that the skull ends up in the pit.
The skull is now flying around the pit, bonking its head on the ceiling, trying to get out.
He'll give up eventually. Don't worry.
I will kill all of you!
So the plan there is the first thing that falls down to that pit is getting a fireball in the face.
Yeah!
And I would like to go back to the room that we just left.
You hear what sounds like pins or a metal melting. As the door falls and the head once again rises up from the pit, I'd like you to roll initiative again.
Oh boy. I'm there as well. I'm like right next to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
16.
that was not my thing. A total of 10.
14.
Okay, and he rolls. Oh my god, a 20. Dirty 20. So, sorry, what did you guys get?
16.
10.
14.
I did not know he could do that.
I was thinking, I'm like, that's just metal.
Yeah, but
it was a good idea, but like,
I figured that, maybe the melting temperature for, like, at the very least, iron was higher than this guy could generate.
Well, he also kind of ripped it out with his teeth. You can see there's like something stuck in his teeth. It looks to be the pin you used.
All right.
Now, this skull is actually somewhat cracked from your previous encounter, so it won't be that difficult to dispatch, but
I would just like to say to him before this all starts, you can go back in the hole, or you can go back in the bag.
I'll destroy you!
Bag it is!
And then he is going to he's going to create a flaming sphere.
what the hell does that
Am I
mean?
next to it? Am I in
Yeah,
melee?
you and Rat are both next to it.
So does that mean that because he's casting a spell within melee, somebody has disadvantage on a ranged attack?
He's flying now, but this isn't a ranged attack.
Okay.
What Flaming Sphere does, it creates a 5-foot sphere which will envelop both Nug and Rat. And I'd like you both to make dexterity saving throws.
I can use my shield to make that easier for me.
Really?
Yeah, if I am not incapacitated, I can add my shield's AC bonus to any dexterity saving throw I make against a spell or other harmful effect.
Okay then. Well, I'd like you both to make a dexterity saving throw.
Rolled a 15.
Okay.
I rolled a total of 13.
You both succeed.
So I would like to use my reaction to take no damage.
Wait, what?
If I'm subjected to an effect that allows me to make a dexterity saving
That's
throw, to
only
take
if it
half
affects
damage.
you. That's if it only affects you.
Oh, that's just against me? Okay.
I believe so. This does 3 points of fire damage to both of you. So 1 point of fire damage to you, Rat. But you're now both standing in this sphere of fire.
Oh wait, if I succeed, okay, so 3 points was after we reduced it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not that much damage. And now it is, I believe it's Alderson's turn. And Alderson can't actually get past you, unfortunately, because you're kind of blocking the hallway. Nug is very wide.
Mhm.
But he is going to use his dancing scimitar to make an attack. That is going to hit, and he's going to deal 6 points of damage to the skull. After this combat, we're going to call it a night, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds fair.
I don't have an issue with going a little bit over, though.
Yeah.
All right. And now it is Rat's turn. And the skeleton screams, I think this is absolutely amazing. Have you seen our cranium? It's where I keep all my magic.
I would say if you think you're getting out of this, you're being a bit hot-headed.
You already did that one.
I didn't actually.
Then he laughs.
Hand crossbow shot again. I don't have any
Okay.
bludgeoning weapons, and I doubt that I would know that.
but you...
Do I get sneak attack?
I think you do, technically speaking, because Nug is, I think, technically adjacent because it hasn't moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't say that I moved, so I'm also, I think, at disadvantage for using a ranged weapon.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
No, wait, because it's tiny. Oh my god, how does this work? I'm gonna say you don't have disadvantage because it's a tiny creature and it doesn't actually occupy much space.
Okay.
But because Nug is next to it, you do get sneak attack damage.
Okay. It's 25 to hit.
Okay, that does hit.
Put me down for 19 points of damage.
So that does 9 points of damage. But it is definitely bloody now?
Dusty?
Dusty. It's dusty now.
I thought we agreed on cracked.
It's metal jaws like hanging off of it.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like, I'm fine. Nothing is wrong. Everything is okay. It's just a flesh wound. I don't have flesh. Man, people watching this like without the video are probably gonna be much better off than people who have to witness my weird pantomiming. Anyways, Saoirse. Unless Rat wants to do something else, it's your turn.
You good?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay.
You can't exactly get past Nug and Rat because they're sort of standing next to each other.
No, I can't. But I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite thing for people to say in D&D games.
This is technically part of a humanoid. Does it count as one?
No.
Damn
It's
it.
undead.
Damn it. You know what? Let's do Abjure Enemy.
What does Abjure Enemy do?
They run.
Present holy symbol to a creature 60 foot in sight. Creature must make a wisdom saving throw. If they save, their speed is halved. If they fail, they're frightened for 1 minute and speed is halved. Fiends and undead take disadvantage.
Is this a fear effect?
Yeah.
It is immune.
Damn it.
Make a religion check, actually. I'll see if you knew that beforehand.
Okay. 21.
You don't use your action then.
Okay, cool.
So you still have your action. But you could probably hit it with a melee attack, but you risk falling into the trap again.
Can I throw my hand axe?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
I don't think you can Divine Smite on a thrown weapon. I'm not sure.
Nope. I don't think I hit it. 17?
Yes, you do hit it.
Oh, shit.
The head is much easier to hit than the body.
Cool.
Let's check the thing for Divine Smite.
Huh?
Divine Smite, I'm checking it. Melee weapon attack, yeah.
Okay, so a thrown weapon does not count.
No thrown weapons.
Okay. Oh, sweet. 10 damage.
10 points of damage. It gets lodged right in there.
Right in its mouth so it can't do any more puns.
No, right in its forehead. It can still do the puns.
Aw. I wanted to do emotional damage.
You could just call it a mean name.
That seems pretty lowbrow for this pun-filled combat encounter.
That was a good pun, actually.
That was not my intention. Nug doesn't make puns intentionally.
But it was wedged in its brow, so. You do another attack though.
Oh shit, I do, but I can't. Fuck.
Your javelins, rocks.
No, I just
Just
have my
stay on the
hand
side
axe.
that we disarmed.
No.
That's the one that he lifted up
Oh,
because he
okay.
threw the pin out.
Yeah, he melted it out, and now it's kind of dangling down. You won't fall into the spikes, but you'll kind of lose your footing probably. You could try and jump and attack it.
Oh fuck, let's do that. That's gonna end real bad, but that sounds cool.
Okay, you can try. I'd
right.
like you to make first an athletics check to see if you can jump high enough to hit it.
Hell yeah, I can. That is a 26.
You can jump high enough to hit it. I'd like you to make an attack roll. You do not have disadvantage.
Oh no, my attack roll missed. I got a 7.
In total?
Yeah, to hit. I rolled a 3.
All right, now I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy, I'm bad at dex. 16.
You managed to grab onto the other end after you missed your attack, and you're
Okay.
kind of hanging off the ledge.
At least I got sharp claws I can dig in.
Nug, it is now your turn.
I would like to bop him with my axe.
Okay, make your attack roll.
17.
Roll damage.
Yep. And I think it's gonna be it's gonna be one-handed because I just had to specify.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I deal 16 damage to him. Slash him.
How do you? I mean, I would say how do you want to do this, but there's not really many places you can hit him.
So here's what I'd like to do. If I can, I'd like to grab him again and hit him on the head like I'm cracking an egg. Just,
That's no way to get it.
alas, Skeleton, I knew you well. Boop.
All right, and as you defeat Skeleton once and for all, some strange magic pours out of his skull and flows into the scimitar. And are you holding the scimitar, Rat?
The scimitar?
Skeleton's scimitar.
Oh, the hook?
Yeah, the hook.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
That's what it is. You hear in your head, I see now I'm sharper than I once was. And that with your new found magic scimitar, and that is where we're gonna end off.
Send me a weapon that makes puns. Woo!
The one thing that I would like to ask or do before we end, can we sleep in the room that we found Skeleton in and get a long rest?
Do you want to investigate actually the area?
Sure.
Does it? Not the one with. You can sort of hear some moaning behind the door south. And I'm assuming you don't want to go in there. The one with the seals on it.
Yeah.
But if you go around, you can actually see Skeleton has a little bedroom here. It's got like a little sleeping bag. There's a diary in the corner.
Oh, we're reading the diary.
Oh yeah.
Today I met some adventurers. They were very friendly, but they weren't friendly actually. They didn't like my jokes at all, and they threw things at me. So I ate them, and I used their skeletons and gave them to my master, who said he was going to use them to build an army. I like being useful. Day 2. I am still Skeleton. And it just goes on like that. It just
Are there
does
several
the
days
same
where
thing
you
every day.
Diary.
I remain Skeleton.
I remain Skeleton, and it's a different variation of that every page. It's like I remain Skeleton. Alas, I am still Skeleton. Fortunately, Skeleton, I remain.
Despite everything, it's still Skeleton.
Despite everything, it is still I, Skeleton.
And that just keeps... I remain Skeleton today.
Anything you and it's pages and pages of that. He seems to do the same thing every day, but he enjoys his life of killing adventurers and using their bones to make armies.
What gets you through, man?
But so, you do find out that from reading his diary, you do actually find out that there is some kind of white blacksmith, WIGHT, creating an army down here out of metal and bones and old bodies of dwarfs long dead.
Okay.
And that is where we'll stop.
But we can stay in this room and get a long rest?
Yes, you can stay in this room and get a long rest.
Cool. I just didn't want to forget next session.
Just remember, anytime you're holding that sickle, Skeleton can make puns.
That's okay.
And I will send you the stats of the sickle after the skeleton, after the session.
Is it a sickle, a scimitar, or a hook?
It is a sickle.
Okay.
Well, it is a hook, but it has the stats of a sickle.
Okay.
What is that laughter spell? So-and-so?
Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Yeah, does it cast that?
I might have to give it that ability now that you've brought it up.
I mean, that's pretty apt.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
So,
anyways, do your plugs.
I'll let you guys go first. I can go after you guys.
But we should start with the guest. Guest goes
Okay,
first.
fine. Hi, I'm CF History on Things. And I am part of another D&D group that records that Dan is part of. We play two very angry fighty boys in Barovia. It's called Horrible Barovia Times. We'd love it if you checked it out. We record the same day as role playing. Sarah's actually joining us too right now.
Yes,
Arena on that.
I'm the odd one out.
Oh, you'll be in someday, I'm sure.
Probably.
And beyond that, I make homebrew content, which I release on DM's Guild. You can find it by searching for the author Ian Staton, Staton, and you can. I have released 3 things now, and I'm currently working on 2 subclasses. I can exclusively reveal on roleplaying they are subclasses I'm working on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Are you guys gonna want me on for next time? Because I believe I can be on.
Yes, we would love to have you back
All
if
right.
you can make it.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Awesome.
Yay.
You guys do your thing.
Sarah, you're up first.
Okay. I'm Sarah _Desdemona on Twitter, and most other places may not have the underscore. This Friday, I begin my Cowichins for June, so the information for that is pinned on my Twitter. For the first 7 days of every month, I do open up Cowichins. Check out the information on the pinned tweet, and if you'd like to, go ahead and get one. And
They're
I
very
don't think I
good.
have anything else going on at the
They're
moment.
really
so.
good Cowichins.
And
last but not least,
I am the Skella on Twitter, the _Skella. I'm also doing commissions, but they're not witch related unless you want them to be. Just check out my Twitter. It's the pinned tweet on my page. It'd be really helping me out if you did commission me. I'm real good, I
Skella,
promise.
by the
He's
way,
really
is the
good.
one who drew that little
The
I
little
drew
nugget.
I'm
nugget.
gonna see if I can throw him up. And image. Okay, browse. Give me the nug.
Give me that nug.
Give me the nug.
Roleplaying
There he
needs their
is.
nuggies.
There's the nug.
Hi, nug.
Yeah, I cranked him out in a day because Dan was a butt who didn't tell me.
Is that why you're putting him over me on the over?
No,
Okay.
I moved him.
Okay.
All right, and yeah, I guess we're done. Unless Dan had anything more to say.
Well, no, I'm at LightningFast11 on Twitter and at which I stream sometimes. Not as often as I used to because I don't have a good reason for that. Bye, everybody. I love you.
Bye.
Thank you.